All eyes on A.J. Brown getting a lot of attention for obviously not doing much in that week 1 matchup. A.J. Brown saying a lot the last couple days and looking for a big game against the Kansas City Chiefs. We got good news coming out of Eagles practice, and obviously the Chiefs injury report's pretty important as well going into this rematch. So let's get straight into it all.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Eagles as usual. And A.J. Brown, last game against the Dallas Cowboys where he only had one little catch in the fourth quarter, and everybody was kind of speculating he was hurt. Everybody was speculating he was pissed off after the game. Every year, teams are trying to take away your best threat, and unfortunately for the Eagles, in a good way, is that it's not just A.J. Brown. I mean, you have Dotson, you have Devontae Smith, you have Dallas Goedert, you have Saquon Barkley. Like, even Jalen Hurts is an option for himself because you saw what he did to the Cowboys when there was no QB spy, max protect, man-on-man coverage. Boom. I mean, those easy scrambles upfield get you easy first downs. And this is what happens when you have so many weapons on your offense and defenses have to really pick their poison. And then we got the report that A.J. Brown is not going to be reading books on the sideline. I mean, it's just so ridiculous, like that the media, he's got to worry about the media all the time. Any type of distractions, especially early in the season. That he can't even read a book. He can't even shit. He can't even pee. He can't do anything without the media breathing down his neck. Where he was doing this pretty much all the time until the camera finally focused on him in one game where he wasn't doing much and he was reading a book on the sideline and everybody painted a really bad picture out of it. I think it's kind of ridiculous that these players can't freely do shit that they want to do. And now A.J. Brown is not going to be doing any of that, unfortunately. But A.J. Brown pretty much saying that he's looking for a big step up in this second game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't care if A.J. Brown acts diva-ish, after a game, even if the Eagles win and he doesn't have enough targets. The only times where the emotions really don't rise is if, Hurts is throwing the ball to other people and we're making plays and we're winning the game and we're scoring touchdowns. First, the fact that Jalen Hurts throws to other targets, we're getting incompletions, we're not on the same page, and A.J. Brown is kind of left out in the cold, and that's when his emotions really start to rise. I don't care about A.J. Brown's attitude. He's getting paid above average wide receiver money. He's getting paid a lot of money. Okay, when Hurts and A.J. Brown play, what are they, 43-6? 43-7. And I think without A.J. Brown, they're like 42-11 or something like that. So there is a big difference when either A.J. Brown's not playing or when A.J. Brown's not involved in a game. A.J. Brown had one of the most quiet 1,000-yard seasons last year. Okay, it was definitely overshadowed by Saquon Barkley's rushing yards. I think we can all agree on that. Devontae Smith is really not a big talker. He's kind of quiet, throughout the season. I think he only had like a little over 800 yards. So he had a down year. Even when we first acquired A.J. Brown in 2022, we got into that Detroit game. Devontae Smith didn't have one catch in that game, and A.J. Brown had all the catches. So I know there have been fans going back and forth on the situation with A.J. Brown, and he looks pissed off, and just let him be him. Just let him be him. Who cares? Like, nobody is taking him seriously, as in this is just how he acts, and he will get his targets. He will have his day. And just think about it. He'll have fresh legs pretty much for this game against Kansas City on Sunday. Goedert is not practicing for another day, which is not a great thing. So it's not looking promising that he'll even be playing. I don't think we have to get into any more details about that because the guy just can't stay healthy every year. It's unfortunate. Calcaterra, I guess that's the next man up mentality there. That's one weapon you're missing from your offense. That's definitely going to affect us, but hopefully not so much since it's early in the season. Now we're going to talk about the sponsor of this video, ProfitX. ProfitX is a peer-to-peer sports prediction market where users play against each other instead of a sports book versus the house. You will almost always get the best price on any spread, money line, total, and player props since you're playing against other people rather than the book. Every touchdown, every moment creates a live market you control. Buy in when you're confident, cash out when the momentum flips. It's like trading stocks, but for sports. Profit Exchange runs over 40 states, and you must be at legal age to do so. This isn't your old sportsbook. This is the #1 sportsbook. The action moves fast, and so can you. real-time, player-driven, and built for fans who see the game before it happens. So let's dive into the Profit X market on the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, the Eagles are sitting at plus 700 to win the Super Bowl. And yes, we're talking about this after one game. So the real question is, do you believe in Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, and this revamped defense enough to go all in at plus 700 and stay right there? Or do I go a little bit further than that? I think I'm going to stay, and I think I'm going to let the #1 sports book and Profit X take care of the rest for me to help me make the better decision. If you think you've got the vision, Profit X, the #1 sports book, the #1 place for sports, is here. I want to thank my Eagle fans, my supporters. Use promo code SHAKE72. You can get up to $200 cash back over your first 30 days. Every play you make, Profit X gives you money back for playing on their platform, up to $200. Link in the description. Make sure you go to your app store and download the Profit X app and use that promo code SHAKES72. I want to thank Profit X for sponsoring this piece of content, and I will see you guys on the next one. Go Birds. Now, I got a report from Chiefs practice the other day that Xavier Worthy is scheduled to work in some capacity. Now, I guess the injury is not a torn labrum. I mean, it was a dislocated shoulder, so maybe he doesn't need surgery. Maybe he does need to wear a brace the rest of the year. Maybe he does, okay? There was rumors he was supposed to be out for 3 weeks, but I don't think he's 100% healthy going into this game. And if they're going to use him as a decoy because they desperately need him to just be on the field and get some attention, then that's, I guess, how they're going to use him. Whether they're going to try to attempt to throw passes to Xavier Worthy on a dislocated shoulder, pop right back in, I don't know if they're ready to do that, and I think the Eagles know that. This is not the week where you want Patrick Mahomes to have all this time in the pocket. Look, you're getting Zadarius Smith in the rotation, which is great. Even Zadarius Smith said at the press conference the other day, he hasn't been in pads realistically since January, since he was with Detroit. That was the last time he was actually in pads in that playoff game. And Jalen Carter's coming back to the lineup this week, and, you know, his body's fine. You know, he's ready to make some noise, especially what happened last week. Use all of what happened last week and use it on the Kansas City Chiefs. And getting Jalen Carter is huge. Hopefully this pass rush can mask this really big weakness at CB2. And you know, every team down the line of this schedule, especially the Chiefs, are looking at this and saying, oh, they got Adoree Jackson. Now, we got some good news coming out of Eagles practice the other day. Landon Dickerson practicing another day, so the back seems to be getting better. Okay, I'm not really knowing if these are full practices or limited for him, or they're kind of like half resting, half limited. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but it seems like he's a full go the last couple days, which is a great thing. Meniscus seems pretty good, so I'm not even worried about that. I think that's at 100%. Glad Dickerson's back, ready to go for Sunday, and hopefully getting more healthy to where, you know, he won't have anything that's lingering. Eagle fans might not care about this that much, but fullback is going to be a big part of this offense this year. And it seems like they're still trying to incorporate somebody that could play this position. And it looks like Cameron Latu might be the guy. Okay, Kylan Granson took over when Ben Van Simmeren got hurt in that Cowboys game, but it looks like it might be Cameron Latu. They're taking a guy that's not getting a lot of playing time, you know, some physical attributes like Cam Latu has, and obviously could catch the ball too at times. He changed his number. I know he was number 80-something. I think he changed it to 36. So he was at practice doing some things. So I'm probably going to say that Latu is probably going to be the fullback for the rest of this year if he could stay healthy. But it seems like they've liked him a lot, even at practice. So what am I expecting out of this second game for the Philadelphia Eagles? Just expect them to look better. I mean, every week should look better. This offense should look more dynamic. I've said this a million times that this is going to take a few weeks, and Patulo's put to the test right now in my eyes. So that's just where I am. Brand new OCs are walking into what you have in this offense, and they're being pretty successful at it. For a guy that's been here for 4 years, should really have a grasp on how to use players and, you know, putting these guys in the right position to win football games. Well, other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about A.J. Brown, his words. How do you think he's going to do the rest of the season? Do you have faith in this defense? Do you think there's going to be a big push with Jalen Carter coming back, Zadarius Smith? How do you feel about Adoree Jackson? Xavier Worthy could be in the game this week, and a lot more. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you guys in the next one. Shakes, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.